What's going on YouTube? I'm back with another video. This is the Isaiah Sanders Show. I'm Isaiah Sanders, and today we're going to be reacting to Julio Foolio killer just scammed everyone 1 week after trial. I've been following this Julio Foolio situation going on. I understand he got murdered, but it's this guy named Shane Gathright that's been getting a lot of attention, and we're going to be reacting to this video. Let's jump straight into it.
One of the convicted killers of Julio Foolio just scammed all of his supporters 1 week after being convicted. You can't make this up.
A jury spared the lives of the 4 men convicted of killing Jacksonville rapper Julio Foolio. That decision coming this afternoon after less than 2 hours of deliberations.
Wow.
10 Tampa Bay News reporter Kristen Barbarisi takes us inside the case.
This more than month-long trial wrapped up in this courtroom this morning with the defense attorneys making a final plea to the jury, asking them to spare the lives of these now convicted killers.
We, the jury, find Sean Gathright should be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
One by one, relief washed over.
So it was a situation where they either was going to get the death penalty, but they got to, life without parole. And to put things in context, the guy Sean Gathright, he was 18 when he committed this murder, and he's been getting a lot of attention, but I don't feel no remorse for killers, man.
For the faces of the men convicted of killing rapper Julio Foolio.
We, the jury, have unanimously found,
as the jury recommended, life in prison, not the death penalty.
He was born into violence and instability. What chance did he have?
During the week-long penalty phase, the defense attorneys called witnesses to prove mitigating factors like the mental health conditions, traumatic upbringings, and good behavior behind bars outweigh the aggravating factors in this case.
He not only has been taking these classes, he has been teaching some of these classes to other inmates. He serves as a mentor.
In the end, jurors sided with the defense, rejecting the death penalty for all 4 men. Still, after the verdict, State Attorney Susie Lopez pointed to the mandatory sentence and the fact that these men will never walk free.
These 4 men, while they were not sentenced to death, will spend the rest of their lives in the Florida State Prison, and we don't have parole. They will never leave the prison alive.
All 4 of these men will be back in court for sentencing on June 22nd. They face a mandatory life in prison without parole.
Wow. Now, to put things in perspective, this kid, Sean Gathright, the light-skinned dude, he had a good childhood. He was raised in the suburbs. I don't want people to think, oh, Sean Gathright was a good kid. Bro, Sean Gathright, okay, he was a good kid, but at the same time, him trying to be hood doesn't make sense to me. Him diverting to want to be gangster doesn't make sense to me. You can't be a good kid, then go around with the people from the hood and trying to act gangster. It just doesn't work like that.
I can't even fathom how anybody would be a supporter of any one of those dudes after watching that trial. And quite frankly, if you are a supporter of them and you got scammed, you deserve to be scammed. Out of all of the convicted killers who was at trial, Sean Gathright was the one who garnered the most support and the most sympathy. And his behavior during trial helped him garner sympathy, but also his family taking a stand and showing he grew up in the suburbs. They showed the ziplining pictures, the trips to Africa, the 2-parent household, the straight-A student. And people couldn't help themselves but think, how did this kid go down this path?
And he looks like a good kid. His parents was also in the military. He had a good family. It's crazy.
And apparently that got the sympathy. It's the opposite for me. I see that and I say, give him a harsher sentence. Because any kid given a silver spoon and chose to do this with their life, clearly, this is what they wanted to do with their life because they had other options, opposed to other people who this life is the only thing they knew and they really didn't have any other options. I'll say the quiet part out loud. Pretty privilege is a thing.
Yeah.
They see a handsome kid with silky waves, mixed breed, and they say, man, all this prettiness going rot in a jail cell, oh, it's unfair. Man, it's not unfair. And he helped gather a lot of sympathy as well when he was in trial, boo-hooing, crying, shedding tears, really making people think, man, he don't belong here, man. He ain't no killer, man. This man crying in the middle of trial, bro.
The thing is, he probably is a nice dude. He probably was a nice dude growing up. It's just a lot of these people that's not really from the streets, they want to be hood. So they surround themselves around other people that's from the hood. And then when they get around these people, they try to act out, want to be gangster. Next you know, they commit murder. I don't have sympathy for people that was raised in the suburbs, bro. If you had a mom and dad in your house, you came from wealth, all that shit, your dumb ass threw your life away. Fuck that.
You said that you've always been with your brother since, you know, he was born, and you guys moved around a lot together.
Yes.
How's it been without having him around to help you?
It's been hard. Being a mom, I don't really think about it as much as I know I feel it, just because I'm always doing something to take care of the kids. But like when I sit back and I really think about what's going on,
Okay.
I just miss my brother.
Will you, do you still maintain a relationship today?
Mm-hmm.
You're able to talk to him and communicate?
Yep.
And will you continue to do that?
Of course.
And hopefully in whatever way possible, could he still be involved in your kids' lives and be an uncle?
Of course.
Do you have a moment?
Yes.
I'll pass the witness.
Okay. Questions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Dumbass. No, it's not funny, but bro, you were 18 years old. You made a conscious decision to grab that gun and shoot Julio Foolio. Fuck all that crying. Don't cry now. You a YN. You a gangster. What you crying for? You weren't crying when you shot Julio Foolio. Now you crying and shit, bro. Get the fuck out of here, man. Come on. No. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm not finna keep watching. This shit gonna piss me off.
Y'all, when you listen and watch that trial, this dude hunted Foolio down from state to state to state to state. Wow. He was the one responsible for shooting Foolio's foot off. Oh he did it. He had multiple instances and multiple chances to stop. He kept on chasing this man down until ultimately killing him. But now we're supposed to feel sorry because we see some high yellow crying. All right, we see the cheeks and the jawbone getting red. Man, I'm not buying it, bro. Yeah. But a lot of people did. A lot of people seen this dude get on the stand and start talking about God, and they bought it.
Yeah. I just want to address the court today, and I'm not here to dispute anything. I'm just here to be a man and take responsibility and express my feelings about was, this whole situation. That's what I plan on doing.
Okay. And how do you feel? What?
I feel very remorseful. This is a terrible situation. It's been a traumatic experience. To the victim's family, I want to send my deepest condolences, and I understand that it's hard losing a child, a best friend.
Bro, I'm not saying I don't care. I'm not saying it's not okay for him to be remorseful, but bro, y'all motherfuckers hunted Julio Foolio down from state to state. Y'all drove to the hotel. Y'all took y'all guns out and y'all shot that motherfucker. What was the remorse before you pulled the trigger? I don't want to hear this shit, bro. I don't give a fuck about forgiveness when you y'all. I'm not saying Julio Foolio is an angel and shit like that. Julio Foolio has his problems too, but this motherfucker right here, this light skinned motherfucker, Shane, whatever. You're not gonna make me feel bad for you when motherfucker you got in the car. Y'all grabbed guns. You shot the man. You grabbed your motherfucker grandmother's car, drove it back, and tried to clean it off. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
And a brother, a cousin, and for that I just cannot say sorry enough. I feel terrible about the situation, but I'm a firm believer that God can use anything for good that the devil wanted for bad. And so I am grateful for the people I've met, for the lessons that I've learned, for just this experience in general, because it's one that I'll never forget. and it's gonna shape the rest of my life.
Sounds like there's that saying, it's kind of cheesy, but you make lemons out of lemonade or whatever. Make
Lemonade out of lemons.
Somehow. I obviously don't make lemonade, but it sounds to me like you are going to try and make the best of a bad situation. Does that sound about right?
Of course.
And are you going to continue to do that?
Of course. I'm going to try to, you know, continue a humble life, a righteous life, you know, try to do the right things at all times. And
he settled us.
I'm not saying, listen, okay, he's basically saying that he's changing his life. Motherfucker, you killed a man. Julio Foolio is dead. I don't give a fuck about, oh, I'm trying to change, I'm gonna live a righteous life. Brother, you should have thought about that before you got in that car and shot Julio Foolio. I don't give a fuck about, oh, bro, what was righteousness before you shot that gun? Before you killed Julio Foolio, what was the, oh, I want to change, I love God. What was that? Motherfuckers will run to God when they do evil and then say, oh, I'm a changed man. Brother, what was the changed man before you pulled the gun and killed that man? That shit don't make sense to me.
And said God's name in vain and promised to do the right thing, right? Because he was begging for his life. Because he was facing a death penalty or life in prison. Oh, he was begging for life in prison.
Yeah.
And they gave it to him, right? He under the premise of he would do the right thing with his second chance. He couldn't even go a week post-conviction, post-sentencing, without doing some shady and suspect stuff. Sean left that courthouse, went back to jail, and announced he was launching a GoFundMe immediately. Now, apparently this GoFundMe was so he could pursue every legal avenue possible to hopefully get some post-conviction relief, get his sentence reduced, even though he has a 0% chance of ever getting out of prison.
Yeah, you ain't going out, bro.
What's up, everybody? It's Sean. I'm just reaching out to y'all, you know, just to give y'all a quick update about my situation. Right now, they got me in confinement. It's just a protocol thing after Friday, but I should be out of here soon. And, you know, reaching back out to everybody, I've seen, you know, I've heard that, you know, a lot of y'all have been reaching out to my Instagram page at the official Sean G. This is my real page. This is the page that I will be, you know, communicating to the outside world from, you know, through my management team and stuff like that. I really appreciate all the messages and, you know, all the comments and the likes and the shares and the donations.
If he wasn't light-skinned, this shit wouldn't work. He doing this shit because he light-skinned. He trying to, I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck all that Drake shit, bro. You killed Julio Foolio. You're not finna try to raise up the public interest to try to be a sweet talking. Get the fuck out of here. You are a monster. What the fuck?
It means more than y'all can understand. Like, it truly means a lot in a difficult time like this. You know, we all know that God has the last word, and I just really appreciate y'all for seeing me in a different light. Y'all will be hearing from me soon. Like I said, I just have to get out of confinement, take a couple days, but I appreciate y'all. I love every single one of y'all, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.
This is what they wrote in the initial bio for the GoFundMe. It says, "Dear friends, family, and supporters, this is a fundraiser on behalf of Sean Gathright. Sean is only 20 years old and is currently facing the fight of his life after being convicted in a case that has completely changed the course of his future. Anyone who truly knows Sean knows he is not the person being portrayed by the state of Florida. He is a son, a brother, a friend, and someone who has always shown love and loyalty to the people around him. Before this situation, Sean had no history of violent behavior and had so many people step forward to speak on his character and potential.
Wow.
Everyone deserves a second chance." Oh, yeah, okay.
Wow.
At redemption, and with Sean being so young, no prior criminal history, and such a bright future ahead of him, we are fighting to give him that redemption that everyone deserves. Okay? Sean, yeah, Sean, like, just bullshit, bro. All right, Sean maintains his innocence, et cetera, et cetera. So they're saying, now they are raising money, all right, because they want to pursue every legal avenue possible, including post-conviction motions, appeals, mitigation efforts, and advocacy surrounding his sentencing and future, okay? So that was the purpose of apparently what the money is supposed to be for, right? So people donated to this. These criminals, these con artists, these absolute filth, then came back the following day. And they switched up the whole purpose of the GoFundMe. They edited the GoFundMe. They added, no. This man, what he's choosing to do with his second chance is scam people. Yo, this is why I don't buy none of that Christian God talk when they hit that stand in front of them white folks, man. So the family, they came back a day later with a whole new story about what the GoFundMe is being used for. After taking people's hard-earned money under the premise that the money is gonna go towards like pursuing legal avenues to get Sean out of jail, these criminals then came back to their Instagram story today with some updates, okay? So the update says, we want to address...
We're not going to read all that. We're going to scan through this. So he basically saying that the money is going to... It's going to be a fundraiser, and he's basically just... They're finessing. That's basically what's going on. Sean Gathright family is trying to finesse and get some money. That's all. We're not reading all this bullshit, man. I'm tired of these light-skinned motherfuckers, man. These light-skinned motherfuckers are scammers. I don't like them. They do crimes and want to play pretty boy light-skinned. Nah, fuck all that. You killed Julio Foolio, your ass should be in jail. Don't try to Christian talk us now. Get the fuck out of here. What was that Christian shit before you killed that man? What was Jesus at before you killed that man? What was, I love you guys. What was all that before you killed that man? Motherfucker had a good family, a mom, dad, house in the suburbs. These motherfuckers are con artists. They will do something wrong, then gaslight you and make it seem like they the victims. How the fuck you gonna do something wrong, kill somebody, then come back to us and play victimhood? These motherfuckers don't take accountability. These motherfuckers don't care about the world. They will do evil and blame you for them being the perpetrators in this situation. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Rest in peace, Julio Foolio. I'm not saying Julio Foolio was a fucking angel, but at the same time, this Sean Gathright motherfucker is not finna convince me that he's a good person and try to get us to raise money for him. Take your ass to jail. You almost had you almost had the fucking death sentence, but they gave you life without parole. Take that shit, take a shit like a man, and take accountability of your actions. I'm out. This is the Isaiah Sender Show.